which is why I do believe the Vikings will bring in one of these free agent corners. So if we head on over to our corner free agent corners right there, and right now there's 76 available, we can afford just about any of these players. When you're getting closer to the draft and players are uh, they're more desperate to be on a team. They're more desperate to get a contract, and they're not waiting until they get the right contract. They're not taking a Jadeveon Clowney approach. We can bring in some of these corners, and I don't know why Trey Wayne's is listed as the first one. Now, Trey Wayne's former first round draft pick, ninth overall draft pick, massive miss, ninth overall draft pick, I believe it was for the Minnesota Vikings. Is now a free agent after being released from the Bengals. We expected the Bengals to release Trey Waynes if they did not find a trade destination for him. Now, Trey Waynes coming back onto our team. I don't know if that's going to happen. He obviously has worked with Eric Kendricks and Harrison Smith in the past. But with that being said, we're an entirely different defense than we were a few years ago with Trey Waynes on our roster. I believe he was with us for 5 seasons, and now he's going to be going into 30s this next upcoming season, and we could bring him onto our team. Obviously, Staphon Gilmore is Staphon Gilmore. Will never be as good as he was with the Patriots, but still can be our starting corner. Joe Hayden, another name that's been he's been one of the best corners with Pittsburgh for some time. Kyle Fuller, obviously formerly with the Chicago Bears, another player in our division that we could bring in. Also Akeem Hicks, another name to mention. As of right now, I'm against the Vikings bringing in Akeem Hicks. I don't like it. I don't. Although he could step in at defensive end and be great against the run, which is exactly what we need. We need to focus on the secondary here, which is why we should bring in one of these aging players. I really like Chris Harris, and I do like bringing back Patrick Peterson. I like these as options. Patrick Peterson, I believe he would come on veteran minimum. I honestly believe Patrick Peterson would come back to this Vikings team on veteran minimum. He likes playing here. He likes it. Why? I don't know. I can't tell you, but he likes playing for our team, and I love that too. I've been listening to his podcast and listened to a lot of his shows, and he covers a lot of Vikings news, and he does like this team, so he'll probably come here on veteran minimum. But really, any of these players I would actually be fine with. Obviously, Xavier Rhodes, formerly being with our team. Trey Waynes, also formerly being with our team, both first round draft picks. So I really am all in on the Vikings bringing in a corner in the first round or someone in the secondary. I would like Kyle Hamilton. Don't think he's going to be available. I just want one of these players to come onto our secondary who can make an immediate impact and step in day one. Now, with that being said, typically when you draft corners, when you take corners, they don't make a splash the rookie season. It just doesn't happen. It really doesn't. You look at the best corners in football. Look at Jalen Ramsey. Look at AJ Terrell. Look at James Bradbury. Look at all the best corners in the league. It took them 2, 3, 4 years to finally start making a name for themselves, to finally start hitting stride in the league. So I wouldn't expect you take someone like Sauce Gardner or any of these players in Stingley and actually to make a massive impact the rookie season. It just doesn't often happen. Now we saw this happen a little bit with Eric Stokes with the Packers this last season as he stepped in for Jair Alexander, who missed a majority of their last season. However, with that being said, I mean, you look at Eric Stokes' competition, it wasn't really there. What I'm talking about here is getting a lockdown corner. Corners in the rookie season just aren't lockdown corners, and that's why I do believe whoever the Vikings draft, whether it is a corner or a defensive back, you don't want them to be your starting corner, your lockdown guy the rookie season because they're going up against NFL talent, which they really haven't played against at all. I mean, I guess if you bring in Ahmad Gardner, I guess he played in a tougher conference. But with that being said, I mean, the Vikings, whatever they bring in for corner, shouldn't be a cornerback one for us this next season. AJ Green says, now the question is Sauce worth trading up for? I just hate moving up because it would cost a premium depending on how far we move up. I say sit and take best player available. I completely agree with you, AJ Green, here, especially with how deep of a cornerback class it is. If we don't get a player like Sauce Gardner, which likely won't happen, and I don't think it's worth it too with how much we'd have to give up to trade up. If we don't get a player like him, we could see Stingley fall. We could see one of these other big name corners fall to us, and I would be fine with really any of them. Or Trent McDuffie, or you also have Andrew Booth. Now, drafting him at 12th is a little bit of an overdraft. I'd like to trade it down for him. I hate drafting players just based off of their position. However, you gotta value that in with also your draft pick. So obviously the Vikings need a corner, and if Andrew Booth is the top corner that's available, maybe don't take him at 12. Maybe you trade down. There should be some players or some teams willing to trade up for some of these top guys.